What's going on, guys? How's it going? And welcome back to some more Skyblock content, finally. And I know that it has been roughly a month since the last upload, and that is just due to the part that there's no content. There's really just no more content really left. I've maxed out like the best armor in the game, the best sword in the game, best bow. At this point, I can just do Slayers over and over and try to progress, but that's just boring to me. That doesn't entertain me at all. So basically, I've just been waiting on new content to be added or just something to be added in general for me to cover. Just anything that I can make a video out of, pretty much. And today, we're going to be covering the new Skyblock patch version 0.7.6. And it adds pets. So you guys know that there is like a skeleton horse in the game. That's cool. If you do really good in the Spooky Festival, you're able to get a skeleton horse. That is the only pet that's been in the game to this point. Now they've completely expanded that concept and brought more pets in the game. I think it says in here 28 pets. Yeah, there's 28 pets in the game. And you can level them up the more things you do with them. Some are rare, some are not. Basically, yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to cover this. We're going to hit all the high points of the update. I'm not going to cover every single thing. We're only going to hit the high points, but yeah. If you guys do find yourselves enjoying this video at any point, consider subscribing down below and leaving me a like, but yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into the video. Start by saying we're releasing a Skyblock patch today, including pets and tons of quality of life changes. There's also an update at the bottom of the thread on dungeons progress. Keep reading. So we'll cover that at the very end, but for right now, let's briefly cover the quality of life changes as well as going over the whole pet system the best that we can. We at Hypixel love our pets. Today we are introducing pets all throughout the game. Pets you can craft, pets you can loot from monsters, and even some other pets. Pets are creatures you can summon. They will follow you around and give you stats and perks. When you unlock a new pet, it will be level 1. By playing Skyblock with your pet, it will level up to maximum level of 100. So that's really cool. So it's going to have like a talisman effect. I'm thinking just from looking at this stats and perks, it's going to add. So it's going to have kind of a talisman effect. It also says in here that different pets are linked to different skills. For example, there's like a farming pet. And to get XP for that, you're going to just have to go farm. Basically, go farm some pumpkins, and it'll level up that particular pet is what it looks like. It also says in here that pets can differ in rarities from common to legendary, so that's pretty much just like talismans, and they give stats and perk boosts. So basically, it's a talisman that follows you around, and you can level it up. They continue by saying there are 2 pets in the game already who have been incorporated into the system, and we have now added 26 new ones. This means there are 28 pets. 12 of these can be crafted with recipes unlocked in the collections. Each recipe will require enchanted eggs and will unlock you with a common, uncommon, or rare pet. And they added a new event. This guy right here is going to show up at the normal event spot, and that's where you can buy some pets from. It also says that the pets are random every time he shows up, so you know, it'll have a little bit more incentive of checking it every time to get that rare pet that only shows up every now and then. Moving on to quality of life changes. Quick crafting. This is a new VIP and above feature. Changes your crafting menu and shows the 3 most expensive items you can currently craft. Okay, so people that pay, it's not pay to win. I'm not getting at that at all. Don't scold me in the comments. I'm not saying this is pay to win at all. But that's cool that the VIP and above members, which is yours truly, and many other players, will be able to have a quick craft menu so that basically we can craft enchanted things quicker, is what I'm seeing from this anyway. And we have new talisman bag upgrades, which everybody's been wanting for a good bit now because there's so many talismans in the game, and it's just annoying to have your entire bag full and then have to fill up half your inventory to get maximum damage and crit chance. So the massive talisman bag is unlocked at 600,000 redstone collection and gives another 6 slots. Humongous talisman bag is unlocked at 800,000 redstone collection and gives another 6 on top of that. So if you max it out from the current one we have, you're going to wind up getting 12 extra slots, which that should be able to hold, to my knowledge, every talisman in the game. I mean, there may be 1 or 2 in your inventory, but for the most part, that's every talisman. I can't believe they actually did it. They made coin trading. You don't have to put up auctions anymore. You can directly trade people coins. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. This helps so much. They say, very self-explanatory, you can now include coins when trading between players. This is something that I am very interested to play around with. Is it you have to trade coins for coins, or can you trade coins for an item. That would change a lot. That would change a heck of a lot, and the auction house would not be irrelevant anymore, but it would not be the only option to like trade items back and forth. And quite frankly, if you know the person and you're able to go trade with them directly, you can bypass the amount of money that the auction house actually takes away from the auction itself, and it's quicker. I mean, I'm 100% down for this. And for the rest of this right here, until we get down to the dungeons part, I'm just going to cover the highlighted points because this is just a lot of quality of life changes that I'm not going to cover them all, or it's going to be 30 minutes of me just, well, covering them all. So we're just going to hit the high points, and yeah, if I miss anything, don't get mad at me. Again, I'm only hitting the high points that I can see at first glance. I'm sure I'm going to miss some important stuff, but you guys can go and see this on the forums whenever you want. The first thing that they mention and the first thing that sticks out to me is the fact that you will be notified when your inventory is full. Skyblock add-ons, they've had that for a while, but now the actual game is going to have that. Increase mobs respawn rate by 30% if there are more than 30 players in the lobby. So that means if you're in the end and you're constantly getting your kills stole from zealots, so that means when you're trying to farm zealots, is just what my mind immediately goes to, is when you're trying to farm zealots and you're constantly getting taken, your kills are getting taken. If there's more than 30 people in that lobby, boom, respawn rates go up and it fixes it. That's so helpful. Telekinesis now works on XP orbs with swords. That is amazing. So if you're flying around super fast, like for me, if I'm flying around super fast trying to get XP, I go to the Obsidian Sanctuary, just zip around real quick, real speedy like, and kill all the things down there, but of course you have to slow down to get the XP. Well, this is just a huge helping hand for that. Added more dark auction servers. That's really nice because the few that we have currently get filled up in an instant, and it's just so hard to get in. Hopefully this will help out trying to get into dark auctions. A lot of Slayer changes, but the main one that sticks out to me is made Slayer bosses TP to the player who spawns it in upon falling in the void. So you won't be fighting to keep your Slayer away from the void now, and if they fall in the void before, obviously as you guys know, they're gone. They're dead, boom, everything's gone. But now they'll teleport back up to you. That is a very just nice feature to have in. Mining blocks with Silk Touch now gives farming experience. Oh my god. Are you joking? That was the only thing I was keeping pumpkin as the #1 crop. Because before, you could sell pumpkins for less than melons. Melons sell for more if you use Silk Touch on them and sell the full melon. The only reason that people use pumpkin was because of the mass amount of farming XP that you could get with the pumpkin, and you couldn't get that with the melon. That has been completely changed, and just up there it said that melons and pumpkins are balanced out for how much they sell for. Honestly, we may have to redo the video testing to see if melons are better than pumpkin, to be honest, because it's going to be close now. Melon actually truly might be better. And that pretty much wraps up the patch in general. Now it's time to move on to the Dungeons thread progress update, and it's got some decent length here, so yeah, hopefully there's some information on when it's going to come out, just a relative time zone of when it's going to come out. Start by saying we would like to apologize for the lack of information coming from us lately regarding Dungeons. The community is due for a progress update on what we are currently working on. When we started working on Dungeons, we had several ideas on how it should be implemented. We decided to go with the most impressive one, as we would believe it would be worth it in the long run. What this meant, sadly, was that Skyblock would not have a major update for a while. However, we are really wanting to bring you guys what we think is the best version of what Skyblock Dungeons can be. So from that, it looks like they are obviously acknowledging the fact that this is taking a just hell of a long time for one update, which from the looks of it and what it sounds like so far, we're about to get into the full length of what they say Dungeons is like, but from what we've heard so far, it's going to be a like never-ending build-up of content that is never the same. So it's something you can keep doing over and over, kind of like Slayer, but it's different every time, and it's going to have more rewards and more interesting combat is what I've been told, but we're about to get into that right now. Randomly generated. Dungeons are small, randomly generated labyrinths. Some things will change, but some other aspects will remain consistent because we want to make sure the difficulty is approximately the same every time. Good or bad luck should not be involved. Basically, RNG is hopefully going to be out of the picture, but honestly, I have my doubts. I feel like RNG is going to play a part at some point. Team experience. While solo mode may be released eventually, we want to encourage players to find a party and develop a strategy together before entering. Some of the best memories players can make are with friends making adventures together. Hypixel used to be known for its adventure maps many years ago, and this is the experience we want to bring back and more. There is a strong chance we will prove players with a way to find groups for dungeons, as we still don't want solo players to be left out. New monster technology. All the monsters in dungeons are special, and almost all of them have some kind of interesting mechanics. We do not want mobs to be overloaded with moves. We understand bad mobs are important, but they should feel more alive than vanilla Minecraft AI. Not everything should act like a zombie. And there we go. They covered that the new AI mechanics are going to be more advanced with special little moves that they can do, which again, mixing up the PvP aspect to make it harder, I'm just excited for that. We want dungeons to be consistent learning experience. As players run dungeons, they will understand them more and more and become more familiar with the potential layouts. While each dungeon will have a path going from the entrance to the boss room, players will also be encouraged to venture outside of that path and explore the rest of the dungeon. Solve puzzles, avoid traps, encounter mini bosses. The more you explore the dungeon, the stronger your team will be when facing the boss. So basically, there is just, bear with me, there's one storyline which goes from this room to that room to that room to the boss. That's a straight line you can take, or you can branch off and kind of go do your own thing, and there's little mini boss that you can fight, and I'm assuming that'll just get you more XP. Going that way, you'll run into more bosses. I don't really know. It also says in here that there's going to be puzzles and traps along with the mini bosses, so that's really cool. It's going to be just a classic dungeon crawler, pretty much. Okay, 5 dungeon classes will be introduced on release, with each very specific strength. That is very cool. That's very cool. Maybe one tier is going to take a lot of mana. You're going to have to be like the mana guy to get through that. Other one, you're just going to have high damage. Another one, you may have to have a lot of speed. I don't know. This is just me thinking out loud. That would be really cool. I really like what they're doing here, and I hope that when it's released, it's not just going to be a shot in the dark to bring players back. It's actually going to be worth the wait, and it's going to bring them back just genuinely out of just love for the game. Almost infinite progression. Every item found in dungeons will be new and unique. The Dungeoneer skill will not only level up your classes, but also buff your dungeon items, which will allow us to create monsters extremely strong in the last few floors. Okay. So basically, the more you play dungeons, the more your skills, weapons, gear, whatever, they're going to get upgraded so that you can kill the bosses that are higher up. So you're going to be forced to play to build up your strength enough just to creep up there and kill that boss and then do it all over again. So it's going to be just never-ending building on progression. So that's really cool. Unlike Slayers, where you go in, you fight, you keep fighting just for God knows how long, and you just go through the tiers over and over. This is going to be a lot more in-depth and provide a lot more long-term just content. Are we done yet? To be completely honest, we do not know when dungeons will be ready. Every day brings a load of new tasks. There are still many mobs on the list, many items, several bosses, many mechanics unfinished. At the end of the day, we want to release when we are truly believing dungeons is a full and rewarding experience for players. While we cannot accurately say when we'll be ready for release yet, we believe a rough estimate places dungeons for late March or early April. Oh man, that's a long ways. Bro, it's gonna wind up being like 6 months. It's been so long since the last major update. They finish by saying we're very sorry for the wait, but we really want to do things right. Which, I mean, I respect them for holding out and building up for this one big thing. But the problem is, I'm very skeptical and just scared that it's not going to build up to the hype, even though it sounds really good. Everything they said sounds amazing. If it actually turns out that way, it's going to be a big and great thing. But it really scares me because when you don't drop an update, a major update for 6 months, whenever the update finally drops, people are expecting, I mean, top tier content. They're expecting something new, exciting, that's going to just blow everything out of the water. That is what all this is looking like, and if it goes like how it's looking, it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. The issue is, okay, here's the issue. If it doesn't hit the mark that it's built up to be, and it's not what they say it is right here, if it misses the mark, Skyblock could be like dead. I'm not going to lie. This is the hit or miss moment for Skyblock, is this right here. Everybody has kind of reached the top, gotten tired, and kind of drifted off. Have you noticed all the Skyblock YouTubers? They're pretty much to the point now where there's nothing else to do. There's no content in Skyblock. They've all hit the top. They've faded away. I'm just, I hate to do it, but I'm going to bring Fortnite into this, okay? Fortnite, it's a shit game, let's be honest. But it had a lot of people in it and playing it for a good bit. And Fortnite Chapter 2, that was their shot. They lost all of their player base. Everybody was getting tired. Everything was gone. And then they dropped Chapter 2 as their final, and I mean final, ditch effort to revamp the game and bring players back and make them happy. I'll be honest, 2 weeks. It lasted for 2 weeks. Hype was built up. Everybody jumped back in. 2 weeks. It's gone. Nobody cares about Fortnite anymore. It's gone forever. That is the scenario that Skyblock is in currently. And to be honest, I don't know what's going to happen. If they do what they say right here, we'll be fine. If they don't, and again, if it doesn't hit the mark, it could do the same thing that Fortnite did. Honestly. Hopefully it hits the mark and just does what Fortnite couldn't and hit the mark perfectly and bring players back and have tons of content that everybody loves. That's what all this looks like. Again, they may or may not do it. Hopefully this is what happens though. So that is pretty much me venting on that whole situation, and yeah, there's nothing else to cover. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. I'm sure I'm going to tick off a lot of people by me just opening up my mind and spewing out whatever I think. But that is my genuine thoughts on this whole situation, and yeah, you guys can talk about what you think I said wrong or what you think I said right down in the comment section. I don't really care. I'm just speaking my mind on this subject because, well, this is the internet and it's my fucking channel. So, hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did enjoy the video in any shape or form, consider subscribing down below and leaving me a like. The support really, really helps me out because we recently hit 500 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. We're halfway to getting monetized. That's actually very amazing. Halfway to getting monetized. This has been a journey and that has been a long time goal for me. So, yeah, let's see if we can finally get over the hill, that 1,000 subscriber hill, get over the hill, and then it's all, who knows, we'll see what happens. But, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.